Now they'll touch the pad. Everybody in the world fused. Yeah. Morning crew, and welcome back to the Andy Mechanic YouTube channel. Now I'm right in the thick of doing the steel work for the workshop, and you can see just behind me there's some of the beams that have been welded up, and I need my Makita grinder. Now fortunately the lads in Auckland at, I think it's Tool and Equipment in East Tamaki, I could be wrong, they sorted me out with the parts, and these parts arrived next day. And that's something which, you know, when you're buying vehicles, you're always, you know, making sure, or I do anyway, make sure that you've got good parts supply for whatever you buy. One thing I haven't really taken into account is buying parts for my power tools when deciding what power tools to buy. Well, Makita, you've done a great job. Next day delivery, it's fantastic. So in here, we've got the new brushes. There, look. Okay, that's the part number. CB430, the brushes you need for, what is it? The Makita BGA 452. Sorry, it's a bit dark on this side of the workshop. There you go. Okay, so we've got brushes. We've got, I don't know why, we've got some new end caps. And more importantly, we've got the new, they call this the bell. Not bell end, it's the bell. Basically, I call that a brush holder, which is exactly what it is. And of course it comes with the new wires and everything, and interestingly enough it's been modified. Look, just noticed that it's got on here, I think that's a little magnet. Let's find out. Let's have a look. Nope. Maybe that one. Nope. Okay, somebody will know what that is, but it's got one. Okay, so what we couldn't get in time were the little brush end caps that hold the brushes in place, and these had got a little bit hot, so they're not quite so good on the threads, a little bit burnt on the inside, but we're going to have to make do. Now, there is one thing that I noticed this morning before starting to put things to camera. There's a potential problem with the armature. Let's have a look. Now, we've got tons of light on the problem, so hopefully you can see what's going on. Now, I was looking around the windings just to double check that there was no burning anywhere, and there we are, look, right, hopefully you can see this. We've got this wire here, look, which runs round to this terminal here on the commutator. It runs under there and it comes just round. Can you see it's blackened? Now I'm not sure whether the insulation on that has been fully compromised or not. It's certainly got hot, and it's the only wire that I can spot on there that's got that problem. So I need this grinder. We'll rebuild it and hopefully it's going to work. If it's not, if it's still underpowered or doesn't work at all, then of course I'm going to have to go and get a new armature. And the parts so far were 30 New Zealand dollars. That was for the brushes and the brush holder. So maybe, just maybe, a new armature won't be that expensive. If it is, then obviously I'm going to have to buy a new grinder, but that definitely looks a little bit suspect in there, although it hasn't completely melted. But the concern is, you know, has that insulation been compromised, and that wire is now bridging across to the adjacent wire, and that's going to be causing havoc in that motor. Okay, right, well let's crack on with the rebuild and see what happens. So where we left off last time then, we've got the casing. Now inside, I've done nothing, so inside here we've got a ton of, you can see in there, look, you know, steel grinding dust that's gone inside the tool, and it's stuck onto the fixed magnets for the motor. So we need to clean all that off. So I was hoping that maybe I can get that taken out, but I just want to mark the top first. We'll just put a little line on there, because the last thing I want to do is install that the wrong way around, because that again can cause the motor to run backwards. Okay, which I found out years ago with a starter motor. Okay, we'll just pop that out. That's pretty easy. These are the little lights that flash when you plumb the new battery in. Pretty cool. Okay, now the question is, can we get rid of this iron filings? Can we get that out of there? Is it going to come out? Yes, look at that. Okay, brilliant. Right, now I can get a rag and try and get as much of those iron filings out as I can. Back shortly. Hokey dokey. Right, not a bad job actually. Look at that. It's come up pretty well. A bit of brake cleaner and a little screwdriver, but it was joyous fun chasing those iron filings around there. Okay, right. So I've marked also the front just there. Look, a little bit more white paint. Hate to get things the wrong way around. Right, I might just give it a quick blowout with the airline before we actually stick that back in again. Okay, cover your ears. Let's do the other half while we're on. Great job. Woohoo! Right, assembly time. Let's see how we get on with this. Right, there's a little notch down there. Look, actually, you can't get this the wrong way around. That'll go into the notch just down there. First time this time. Right. It's always fun learning, isn't it? And pulling things apart. And hey, if you can get them fixed afterwards, even better. Right, now that looks like it's all the way down. Cool. Right, this can go back in again now, which I think goes in like that. There we go. Great stuff. Okay, now time for the brush holder. We can pop the brushes in afterwards. Now, there was a comment that I read actually that came through only this morning. A chap said to me, "Andy, you're a complete moron," which is okay. Yeah, one or two people say that about me. Don't have a problem with that. It's a big world. And he said you should have pulled the brushes out, the old brushes out, before you pulled the armature out. Well, yeah, I agree. In an ideal world, that would have been fantastic. But remember, this brush here was welded into its holder. So getting it out just from this end was going to be really difficult. I had to actually push it through with the screwdriver from the inside. So that wasn't going to happen. Not on this occasion, at least. Right, so new brush holder. Where are you? There we are, look. Okay, now, which way around did this go? I have no idea. Okay. Right. So, pretty sure it went in that way around. No, I haven't checked the video footage, so shout at me now if I'm wrong. So make sure it's clear of all the wires. Okay, now if that was wrong, would it go in the other way around? No, it can't. You can't get it in wrong. Perfect. I remembered correctly. Most unlike me. Right, so that's in. In fact, we should really plug in the wires first, shouldn't we? So, black was on that terminal. Sorry, chaps. I was ignoring the camera for a second then. Where's my little screw? Long nose pliers, I think. Right, let's ease that in there if we can. There we go, that's that one. And Mr. Red went on the terminal, yes, the terminal next to it. He says with complete confidence. Now, they're all different sizes, so you can't get it wrong. There we go. Right, now we can stick this back in. We'll sort the wires out in a minute. There we go. So we'll stick that down there. Great stuff. Right, I reckon that's not a bad job, really. Looks okay, doesn't it? Okay, well, it's time now for Mr. Armature. Jeez. Well, I'm just going to give the commutator a little bit of a clean with some very fine sandpaper, or wet and dry, and we're going to scrape out these gaps here with a razor blade. Then it can go in. Right, said Fred. See how this is going to come up. They're actually in really good nick, so which I'm surprised about. So there's no need to stick it in the lathe and machine it down. Just a very light such. Let's just get the rubber piece off there, look. Hopefully it won't contaminate the bearing too much. Oh, look at that. Pretty good. I'll do. Right, let's give those gaps a little clean through. And it's Easter Saturday today. A long day welding and fabricating and doing those beams. Today is day 2 of a 10-day project. And I will film as much of it as I can for you. Right, I think we're there. I think we've done enough. Right, perfect. I'll stick that little rubber back on the end. And that rubber I think is for an anti-vibration device. There we go. Bearing's pretty good. Okay, in it goes. Now, just before we slot it in, we'll get this right around, haven't we? Jeez, so much stuff to remember. Okay, so that goes, it's obviously going to want to touch the magnet. Now, there's got to be a telltale side of which way around that goes. That side is, I reckon it's going to be, I think it's the underside, which is this side here. So we're just going to have to flick that around one more. And hopefully we're going to be right. I don't know. Things that I never took any notice of taking it apart. What a donkey. Okay, right, time for the top cover. Looks like it's all pretty well. Well, that doesn't sound too good, does it? Mr. Young, that's not correct. It's offset. Okay, let's try it the other way around. Let's try it there. Nope. 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 Right, okay, back to the original plan. Underside, which is this side. Let's put it back to there. See if the holes line up. They do. Okay, we'll bolt it up and we'll see if we're getting poling. Because that noise is the armature just dragging on the magnets. And we know that there's nothing in there. There's no iron filings anymore, so it should be pretty clear. That's properly located. It won't do the old... I think it's just the magnets pulling it to one side for now. Okay, so it should all align when we do this up. So I'll make sure that switch is down in the right place. There we go. Okay. Oh, we'll pull it out slightly to get that in there. There we go, look at that. Oh yes. sounding better. Not fantastic. Okay, now we can put these screws on this side. I need a screwdriver. That's what I need. And we had one, I think the long ones are the end screws, they are. And then we had 5 for the handle. I'll get a screwdriver. Hopefully this thing's going to work. Still got the brushes to go in yet though. Right, oh sorry camera. Right, we'll just put them all in finger tight to start off with. Pretty tight all the way in actually. Okay. Trying to work around a camera, work around a light. So easy. Alright, those are all tight down the bottom. Okay. Now for these two. Okay. That bearing felt good, but it did feel notchy when I pulled it apart. I remember it being jerky like that, which is the magnetism side of things. So. Okay, right, what's next? End piece. Now, with this, I didn't spot any grease whatsoever on those gears. So maybe we'll just put a little dab of grease on there just to be on the safe side. It can't help, it can't harm, can it? Okay, bit of grease. Right, screwdriver. This is my sort of leftover grease pot that comes out of the tubes and the grease gun that hasn't quite been used up. There we go. Don't need a lot. But I think it does need some, doesn't it? Yep, dogs have started. Just get that excess out of there. There we go. Right. Oakley dokley. Okay, well that should go on like that, he says. Okay, the screws. Okay, well, let's pop that on there. Very close-up camera work today, sorry chaps. We come back. Okay, that's that one. Let's do the opposite one. Hope to God I've got that casing the right around. There we go. Right, now for this one. We'll soon find out, won't we? I'll have to watch my first video. It's amazing how often there's stuff that you don't take notice of, and that's why I like to try and mark things with a pen, you know, with a paint pen, as it does help prevent those sort of stupid mistakes. But of course, like the idiot that I am, quote, I didn't mark this one. Now some may be asking why there's no guard on this tool. Well, the answer to that is we use 5-inch cutting discs in it rather than 4.5. There we go. Okay, brushes. There we go, look. That cover's already off, so where's our little brushes? Here we go. Right, so yes, CB430, genuine Makita from the Makita Corporation, Anjo, Aichi, Japan. Fantastic, and these are super cheap. There you go, look. Okay. Even boxed well, look at that. 2, perfect. Okay, now these go in like that, and then the 2 little clips go on these holes here. He says. There we go. Twizzle that round. Give it a push. Clips into place. Now we need the little caps. And like I said before, these caps are a little bit damaged, so I've got to be a bit careful. I'll just get a flat screwdriver. Oh, so close. Who knows? Place your bets. Is it going to work? Right, don't over tighten that. Now they did give us a couple of new outer covers, so we'll stick those on. What the hell? Make it look shiny. Okay, so that must go in like that, I'm guessing. We had to lever it out. Ah, okay. That compresses. Where's my little screwdriver? Covered in grease. God damn. Oakley dokley. Let's give that a little push in. There we go. That's that one done. Right. We never actually took this cap off, did we? So get rid of that one. Brush number 2. And they're not. The both brushes are exactly the same, so that's good. Give it a twizzle, line up the little tines. You guys see okay? There you can, can't you? There you go. There we are, wait for the click. Perfect. And the other little cap, and you can see in there, look, to give you a bit of an update, so you can see where, because the brush has got so hot, it has just melted the end of the cap. That's why I ordered some new ones, but unfortunately they hadn't arrived in time, or they had no stock or whatever, I don't know. Right, that's that one. And our other new outer cover, so I'll stick that in there. Hopefully it's going to go in. There we go. Right, well, we need a battery. Okay, just move the camera, a bit more of a wide angle for you. Right, one battery. Fully charged. Right, we should get the flashes. It was flashing before. There we go. Okay, well. Fantastic. It is fixed. Right, well, we'll be using that a lot in the next few videos. So we'll wait and see if it lasts, won't we? Okay, well, you know, running the tool not under load, a free run like this, is not really a test of the tool. So what we should do is chuck a grinding disc in and do a bit of grinding. Just see if it'll actually operate properly under load. It does sound a bit more noisy, you know, when it slows down on the actual mechanical side of things, but I don't know why that is. All the bearings seem just fine. And I will check to make sure that I've got that end casing the right way around, because that's going to affect the alignment of the motor. But there's no, I don't think you'd have that slit at the top. I don't think you would. But I'll check the other video and get back to you. Okay, right, we need a grinding disc. See what I've got. I thought I had one from yesterday. Right, we'll slap that in. Okay. There we go. Right, bit of steel required. Let's cover the grease up first. See what we've got. Let's migrate to the other bench. Get rid of that. Oh. Okay. Bit of angle line. That'll do, won't it? Right, got to get your PPE. That'll do me. All fixed. Fantastic stuff. And a very different camera angle for you as well. Okay, crew. Well, that's my first task of the day done. Right, sorry, it's not too hot. If you enjoyed the video, which hopefully you did and found it interesting, and I'm really chuffed that this thing works again now, saved me a few bucks at the moment because I've put a ton of my money into all this steel work for the workshop and it's left me pretty short at the moment. So buying a new one of these at this point in time, $300 as opposed to $30 to fix the old one. I know I made the right choice. So if you enjoyed the video, why not click on the subscribe button? You'll see a little gear icon turn up. Click on the gear icon and then you can tick the box and turn on notifications. And don't forget, if you're on a smart device, you can just do that by ringing the bell. That way our friends down at YouTube will send you an email as and when I upload any new videos. And there's going to be a lot more in the next few weeks. I've got 10 days off work. And I've got this intensive steelwork project, hoping to hold the roof up on the workshop so I can take this centre wall out. Time will tell whether my gut feeling on the right steel to use is correct. Testing is the next step, and that's going to happen this morning. We've got these two straight I-beams, and we're going to do a load test on those. It's not going to be straight beams in the workshop. I just want to see what the maximum deflection is on these beams when they're in the horizontal configuration. Okay, crew, you'll also find me on Facebook, Instagram, not Google Plus anymore because that's now finished, but you'll also find me on Twitter. Feel free to communicate through any of those portals. You can flick me an email if you like. It's andymechanic@live.co.uk, live.co.uk. Don't forget, there's also a Patreon page. You can drop onto that, read all about the history of the channel, how it came to be, up-and-coming projects, which obviously includes the workshop job, and I will be posting some more information on Patreon very shortly about the project that we're doing at the moment. If you decide to donate, then thank you very much. Become a patron to the channel. It really is much appreciated. If it wasn't for the patrons, then it really would be quite difficult to bring these larger projects to the channel. Okay, crew, well, until next time, cheers, over and out. And we get the flip up again. Oh. Yes.